Good morning, guys. This is Keith with KJE Aquatics, and today I have just another small unboxing of plants right here. Not a lot of stuff, and be to be honest, a lot of that stuff's already sold. I know my buddy Don has already put in an order. Prior to going live, I have the packing list that I get. Um, so I pretty much know what's in the box, but I don't know what it looks like. And if it looks like crap and you ordered it, I will definitely contact you and we'll figure it out. But the inventory is uploaded. That's in the box. I have not opened the box. It's still sealed from the shipper, but I'll get into that in a second. But today, well, I'll actually wait to talk about these before some more people get in here. So I will actually get right into the plant box. What's up, Peplin? Um, but with that, we'll get into the plants, and you can see these right here. And I brought these down. Alishan reminded me last night to put these on the live for here. Because if you don't know, we sell way more than just plants. Fish food, and you know what these are. Obviously, those. Water conditioners, water chemicals, medicines, whatnot. We have it all for you. But we started in the business with plants, and so I continue selling plants, both pond / tub and aquarium plants. Right now, here in the United States, where I'm at, we are in full swing pond and tub season. A lot of you guys in the warmer climates have already been in that season, but we're always late to the party just because of the climate where we're at. I'm in upstate New York, so it's pretty cold. Anyways, I goofed on ordering a couple things, but not in a bad way. Definitely not in a bad way, because I will sell them. I double ordered red root floaters, and I double ordered Salvinia minima. I'll show you. I have them in stock already, so this is just to add to our inventory. I sell a lot of floaters during this time of year, but the first one here, and they don't look so great in the bag, but put them in your pond. They grow real easy. Salvinia minima. You can look this up on the website. That picture on the website is my picture, and really good, really easy floater that does well both indoors and out. All right. So that's Salvinia minima. Again, I goofed up and I had it on my order twice, and instead of the nursery asking me if I effed up, they just filled it. So they just did what they were told. But I didn't mean to put it on the order twice. So, anyways. And then here is red root floaters. This is one of the nicer floating plants. If you could see the depth of the color of the red, it's not like a real deep red. It's more of a maroon, but that's where they get their name from, the red roots. The red roots will also flower. They produce a nice, really pretty little white flower, but they do need higher light. A lot of people grow this indoors, but you need a pretty good light above the tank in order for these to prosper. So if your light's not good, the red roots don't do well indoors from my experience. Maybe for you, everybody's different. Also indoors, if you have a lot of water movement in your tank, this goes with any floaters. Floating plants don't like a lot of water movement. So if you have a oversized HOV filter that blasts the tank, these don't like it. So anyways, so that's red roots and Salvinia minima. We have extra this week, so if you really want some, I have some. Yeah, Alishan's right. Highlight calm water. Um, they do really well outdoors. So in your tubs, red roots are awesome in your tubs. All right, because in my tubs, I don't run. People ask me if I run filtration in my tubs. I have in the past put in like a large sponge filter in some of the tubs, but not so much for the filtration, but more for the aeration. All right. That's why I used them this year. I'm just using air stones, no filtration, um, just air stones to keep the water. They help keep the water oxygenated because the tubs do get hot. So when the water temperature gets hot, more oxygen is better for the fish. So we do run air stones to the tubs, but I have zero filtration. All that is being done by the plants, and the floaters are excellent. So not only the red roots, but water hyacinths, American sponge plant. One marginal that's exceptional for maintaining water quality is pickerel. Um, but all your marginals are going to help. Water lily definitely helps. So plants in general do really, really well for your tubs. Um, and we grow a lot of Lewigia outdoors too. So and hornwort. So that's submerged. So when I show a picture of our tubs, you don't necessarily see the Lewigia, the hornwort, the rotala, um, the Egeria, and all that because it's submerged, obviously. But and while I'm chattering away, I got 8 people here. Ooh, a lot of people, but I appreciate you guys coming. So I'm just gonna go through real quick um, and say howdy. So Craig's Catfish Cave, hello. Matt Corson, hello. Peplin, Foxy, Jenny Lynn, hello. Wankmaster, hello. I saw my buddy Alishan, hello. Elena, how's it going? Silver Creek, what up? And I think that's the whole. Oh, Jenna P. What's happening, Jenna? And I think I got everybody. So I'll get into some more plants. Hopefully, some more people come in because I want to show these off. But I'll talk about the plants in the meantime. Here's one I posted a short on. I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before. But this is a marginal called Bloody Dock. Again, look, the short that I did on YouTube was of a much bigger plant. This one looks like shit too. Oops, sorry. This one looks like crap. So I'm not going to show you that one. That one's kind of beat. But Bloody Dock. It's a really nice marginal. Once it grows out, it does really well. It will overwinter up in the Northeast where I'm at. Or you can bring it indoors at the end of the season if it's in a pot as a pot marginal. You can bring it indoors and overwinter it indoors, or you can plant it in the ground in your flower garden, and it's going to come back. It will come back. One thing to note about Bloody Dock is, and I didn't know this until I was instructed, and I honestly didn't look it up, but I believe it because it smells edible. But this is one plant that you could eat also. So Bloody Dock. Yeah, one of these looks like doo, but that's all right. So we got Bloody Dock. That again, that's not for indoors, but that is it's a marginal for outdoors. I imagine if you wanted to grow it in the top of your tank, it does better with substrate though, so you're going to need soil. But you could probably grow it indoors at the top of your tank if you have light, sufficient light above. Hornwort. Alishan cleaned me out the other day, so I had to restock on hornwort. This is a plant that I usually keep in stock all year long because it does well indoors and out. This time of the year, it's extremely popular for ponds and tubs. This is also a plant that grows naturally up in the Northeast, so I'm sure if you were a diehard collector, you could probably find this in some of your local waterways. But hornwort, it does really well for tubs and your tanks. In your tubs, even if you're not breeding fish, it's a good oxygenator for your tubs. But if you're breeding fish, not only does it does that, but it also is great cover for fry. So, anyways, hornwort. Let's see what else I got. Crinum calamastratum. This is my absolute favorite aquarium plant. Crinum calamastratum. I love this plant. A lot of people have been asking me for different Aponogetons, like Ovaceous, Madagascar lace, and all that. Just to let you know that I'm not. It's not that I'm not trying to get them, but some of your other Aponogetons right now, and it's not even on our website. You could check other. Sorry, you could check other plant retailers, and the availability of Aponogetons right now is terrible. I don't know what the deal is. The nursery don't give me all the specifics, but I know that Aponogetons are not propagated. They're not grown in the United States. They're pretty much all imported from Africa, and for whatever reason, can't get them. So I get a lot of people that's been asking me for Madagascar lace, and sorry, Charlie, I can't get them. All right, these are Crypt Flamingo, kind of small, but they're healthy looking. So some nice full plants. This is Cryptocrine Flamingo. Crypt Flamingo is a Wentai variant of the Wentai, but will get like a nice pink reddish color with sufficient light. They'll grow low tech too. They'll grow in low light, but they won't get the colors that you may desire under low light. They'll stay more of a greenish bronze color under low light, but with sufficient lighting, they'll definitely get some really nice pinkish reddish coloring. So Crypt Pink Flamingo, it's not real common. I get a few a week, or I try to, because they sell well. It's a really nice looking crypt, and it's a crypt. So crypts in general, to me, are all easy. So these are some water lily. Oh, I got in some pearlweed. My buddy Don wanted some pearlweed, so I do stock this from time to time, but I don't have it in stock all the time. And saying that, if there's some plants that you guys really want, and you see that I don't stock them, don't be scared to ask me. Feel free to ask me, because there's a lot of plants that I can get that I don't necessarily stock, but I can get them for you. So just ask. But these are portion cups of pearlweed. Pearlweed is a really cool plant because it's very versatile. You can float this. So with pearlweed, you go float it, and kind of acts like a moss a little bit, but obviously it's not a moss. You could also plant this and keep it trimmed down, and pearlweed will carpet. It's a relatively easy plant. Not super easy, but relatively easy. So you can carpet with this plant if you keep it trimmed down. All right, so you're going to have to do some maintenance. I'm looking right now, and I do have some, because I'm looking over on the wall where I keep the inventory. But get you a good pair of scissors, the nice curved ones. Those work really well for trimming foreground plants or carpeting plants. But if you get lazy and you don't want to trim pearlweed, you could just let it grow, and it's going to bush up, and it looks really cool that way too. So again, the versatility of this plant is cool. You can float it, you can keep it trimmed down and let it carpet your tank, or you could just let it grow and bush up and let it do its thing. So pearl wheat's pretty cool. Again, I have it in portion cups. So I see Dee Dee popped in. Scruffy City, hello. Who else popped in? If I miss you, I apologize. I'm not ignoring you. Alishan asked me a question. It says, any uncommon crypts at the nursery? Nothing super rare, Alishan, beyond some of the Maboldi. I have the Maboldi, which isn't a crypt, but it grows similar to a crypt, and I have that in stock. So let me show you. This grows real similar to a crypt, and yes, this is rare. So this is the red Maboldi. Really cool plant. Pretty easy. This one was actually just floating, and it's probably been floating for a week, and looks really more than a week. This plant's probably been floating for 2 weeks, and it still looks as though, it looks like the first day I dropped it in the tank. But the other ones I have planted similar to crypt. So this is the red Maboldi. So they do have that. They have undulata. It's not rare, but it's not super common. The crypt pink flamingo, it's not really rare, but it's not real common. But some of the really rare crypts with the funky names, I think some of those names are just made up of versions of Crypt Wentai. They really are. I have Crypt Tropica. Crypt Tropica is kind of uncommon. But Crypt Tropica is a man-made variant of the Wentai also. So, anyways, yeah. So Jenna threw up the link for the Maboldi. I can't pronounce that first name, Lafandra Maboldi, but no Crypt Balance A. Don, I did order them, and I have another customer that was waiting on some too, and I ordered them, and they didn't send them. So I apologize about the Balance A, but I did order them. They just didn't ship them. So I apologize about that. Okay. So, Amazon swords. I ordered medium. And these are small. And I'm going to change the price, Don. So if you ordered them already, Don, I am going to refund a little bit. But these are not mediums. These are smalls. So I'll change the price on that. So again, like I said, I uploaded the inventory, and I don't see the plants until I unbox them. But Amazon swords. Java fern Windalove. So these are some nice pieces of Windalove. There's different types of Java fern. The Windalove is cool because it grows these little fingers. That's what I call them. They get these little leaves that have like the little frillies, little fingers. So this is Java fern Windalove. All right. Let's see what else I got. Contortion valves. I haven't had these for excuse me, a couple weeks, but this is Vallisneria. I forget the scientific name, but the common name is contortion valve. Contortion valves are, some people call them giant corkscrew because they'll get much taller than your standard corkscrew valve. These will get long or tall, kind of like your regular Java fern. Not Java fern, your regular jungle valve. So they get tall like that, but they don't. The leaf won't grow as wide, and contortion valve get that kind of spiral look to the leaf also, like corkscrew. That's why some people call them giant corkscrew, but it's contortion valve. Next up is Crypt Wenti Brown. So this is a really cool crypt. Alishan, not that it's uncommon, but they're pretty nice. So Cryptocrene Wenti Brown, you can look these up. They're a really nice looking crypt. Again, the main nursery I deal with, he doesn't have a lot of the really rare stuff. And to be frank with you, the really rare stuff is not good sellers. Like that Maboldi. I've had Maboldi in stock now for 3 weeks, and I probably sold 10 plants out of probably the 30 that I ordered. So it doesn't sell well. People want cheap. Unfortunately, they want cheap. So they want a $4.99 Crypt Wenti, red. That's just the name of the game. So the higher end of the plants, you just sit on them much longer. So that's just how it is. Crypt. No, this is a sword. Red Rubens. This is my for swords. This is my favorite sword plant. So the Red Reuben sword. Again, my absolute favorite sword plant, the Red Reuben. I like it much better than the Amazon sword, because when the Red Reuben gets new leaf growth, they're gonna be red in like a maroon color, not just the basic green. So that's your Red Reuben. Here are Java Fern mats, and my buddy Don asked me to order some of these in. We usually have them in stock too, but I was out of stock, so he messaged me the other day, asked me when I was going to put in an order. I told him to let me know what he wanted specifically so I could put it on the order, and then this is one that he asked for. So this is Java Fern mats. So this is a bunch of Java Fern. So this is more than 10 easily on this mat. Decent sized plants grown on the cocoa fiber mat. You can leave these on the mat, excuse me, or you could remove them. That's up to you. But if you wanted to grow these, in your tank very easily, you could just weight this down. You could put a stone or something on top of this cocoa fiber on top of the substrate and, place this. And it's kind of like instant aquascape. Pretty cool. You won't have to glue it or tie it to any stone or driftwood. You could attach the whole thing however you want. But again, they just grow these on this cocoa fiber, which is it's inert, so this isn't going to affect your water quality at all. So Java Fern mats. I have 6 of them here. I know Don probably already bought some, so I don't know how many are left in stock. So I got in mystery snails on special request. I don't sell a lot of these, but I can get them. And I ordered assorted, and it looks like they mostly sent the same color. But mystery snails. If you don't know what a mystery snail is, Google it. Really common in the hobby. These are some nice, you smell them, because if the snail smells bad, they are bad. So it looks like, again, I ordered assorted, but they sent me all the same color, so I hope that's not an issue, Don. I know you didn't specify any color, that's why I ordered assorted. But these all look like your basic, like wild type, so the brownish color. But anyways, mystery snails, they're on the website. Really cool snail, good for maintaining the tank, so your your little snails that help clean up extra food waste. They don't eat poop. Some people think snails eat fish doo-doo. They don't. But they will clean up excess food. They have like very minimal effect on the bioload of the tank. So they don't really affect the bioload too much unless you have a ton of them. All right. Uh, mystery snails will also eat like dead plant matter, so they'll eat detritus and all that. So they're good at maintaining the tank. One thing to note, and I saw this on Facebook last night, and I kind of thought it was funny, and I copy and pasted it. I sent it to Roxanne too because I thought it was funny. But there was someone in a group on Facebook last night posed a question, and I don't mean to make fun of them. It's just, to me, I found it funny, and I didn't dog on them. I found it funny. But he posed the question: Why are my yo-yo loaches harassing my snails? If you don't know, many loach species, yo-yo loaches specifically, eat snails. So that's why they were harassing them. I'm saying this because if you have certain fish that prey upon snails, maybe you don't want to buy snails for that tank. So, just saying. But, so mystery snails. All right. Let's see. Italian Vallisneria. This is just a restock. This is a bread and butter plant. Italian Vals are probably one of my biggest sellers. So Italian Vallisneria. The leaf of the Italian Val grows pretty straight, so you're not going to get that spiral effect. But so it's a more of a grassy looking plant. I love Italian Val. Doesn't get like really big like Jungle Val. It'll still grow to about 2.5 feet. But Jungle Val, if you don't know, Jungle Val can grow 6, 9, 12 feet long. I've seen some really long plants. So Italian Val don't grow that long. All right. And I know I have some stuff here. American sponge plant. This will not do well because I've tried it. This won't do well indoors. So this is pretty much a pond plant. I ordered a bunch of these because I personally like these better than water hyacinth. They don't get out of control like water hyacinth does. But you could float these just like you would water hyacinth. In the shallow water, so if you put these in a pond, they'll usually migrate towards the edge of the ponds, and they will end up anchoring themselves with roots in the shallow water. But they grow fine in a tub. Since you're not going to have any substrate around the edges, they'll grow perfectly fine. They're going to flatten out more when they grow just as a floater. These were grown in substrate, so they're growing up taller. Plus, at the nursery, they grow these in tight quarters, so the plants are going to want to grow up to get to the light. So that's why they're more erect. But when you put them in the tub, they're going to convert and lay more flat. And they call this giant frog bed also. So that's another common name. But if you Google American sponge plant or you check it out on our website, we call it American sponge plant. Some places again call it giant frog bed. The nursery calls it frog bed, and they call it just frog bed. The first time I ordered it, I thought I was getting Amazon frog bed, and this giant stuff come in, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" But again, that's why common names are not always good to go by. So if you have the scientific name, then you know exactly what you're getting. All right? And that's all the plants in the box. And here I just have a couple more pond lilies. I got in. I'll just show you. I won't even have to open them because the lily leaves all look the same. Water hyacinth has been flowering since last week. That's pretty cool. Water hyacinths will flower. Well, you know, Alshan, but the hyacinths will flower pretty much all season long. Hyacinths are beautiful, except they just um, not that it's bad in the tub, but you can see why they're invasive in many parts of the country, many parts of the world, because they're very prolific. They grow really fast. Water hyacinth grows fast, like the common duckweed, um, and then like down south, hyacinth have taken over a lot of places. So, anyways, but in the tubs, they're really good. The other reason I don't like them so much, and it's just personal preference, really. It's nothing bad about the plant, but they end up taking over a tub, so you got to end up throwing some out. And sometimes I hate throwing plants away, but you just have to because they'll choke everything else out. All right, so with the pond lilies, I got in two types this week. And then on the website, I have lilies listed just as assorted, but I do order different variants of them. So if you're looking for something specific or do you want to know what I have in stock, feel free to shoot me a message and ask what I have in stock. But if you order them on the website, you're just going to get what you get and you don't have a fit because I have them listed as assorted. So I just grab and go when I'm filling the orders. But this week, I ordered a couple of the Carnea. And these are not white. They're more of kind of a peach color. So you got the Carnea, if I say it right. And the other one I ordered is I can't pronounce it. Maybe you can. It's called the Prakisad. These are kind of like a orangish, pinkish color. So I have the Carnea and the Prakisad. So that's what the flowers look like, or similar. These are the cards that they give me, and I attach these. So they shorted me a card, but I attach these to. Oh no, they didn't. It just stuck. But I will attach these to the rhizome of the plant, so the tuber of the plant, so you know what you're getting. Usually when you ship it, even if you order a sorted hardy lily, I'll attach one of these so when you get it, and you want to propagate it or you want to share it to your fellow, hobbyists, you know what you're giving them because you have an ID on that plant. Because unfortunately, a lot of water lilies, well, for me, because I'm a dummy, you can't tell by looking at the lily pad. You have to wait until it flowers to get an idea of what the lily is. And a lot of the flowers can look similar, but according to what I ordered and according to the card that they sent me to ID it, that's what I got this week. So we got the Prakisad, if I said that right, probably not, and the Lily Carnea. So, anyways, that's all I got for plants. So, that's what I got for plants. I got 15 people here. If you heard me talk a little bit before, we brought in a brand new line of Pleco caves, and that's what you see right here. That's what's been sitting here. We brought these in from Australia. I've been talking to these guys for well over a year. Most of you guys know I was selling the handmade ceramic caves. I am no longer going to carry those anymore, just because I explained it the other week, just for a couple different reasons. But anyways, I do have some of those still in stock. So if you're interested in some and you want to buy me out of that stock, hit me up and I can show you pictures of what I have remaining for that. But from here forward, we are going to be carrying the caves from EZY Cave. Again, these are engineered, these are designed and manufactured in Australia. So I brought these in direct from Australia. So the shipping on these wasn't that cheap. And they're working on other sizes. But for right now, what we have in stock are all sized for fish that are, I would say, 7 inches and smaller. So like your bushy nose, your bushy nose ancestris, down to some of your high pans, your zebras and whatnot, snowballs. These are perfect for that. They're made of a composite, so they're pretty much unbreakable. All right, they're not smooth inside like they are outside. Inside, they're textured. You can't see it here. You'll have to feel it. I'm going to bring some of these up to the ACA, the American Cichlid Association / Catfish Convention. I forget what they're calling it, but I'm going to come up there and see Peplin and Foxy, and I'm going to bring some of these. Probably not going to sell any because I'm not up there selling for KJE. I'm going to be working for Fritz Aquatics. But Peplin and Roxanne did offer a little tiny spot on their table if I wanted to bring a couple products. So I might bring like a display of these up there. So if you guys go to that show, you could touchy-feely these and see how they are. The cool thing about these, they're very practical. But the cool thing about these is the back comes off. And it comes off easy. I just didn't rip it off. It fits tight, so it stays on there tight, but it comes off. So if you're really into breeding fish, you can access the eggs easy. So if you're breeding some more expensive fish, a lot of people pull the eggs and then artificially hatch. So you can get to the eggs because they're going to be in the back of the cave. Or if you let the male do his job and let the fish hatch inside, you want to pull the fry, especially if they're in a tank with other fish that might eat them. You want to pull the fry. They're going to be in the back of the cave also, so you could access them, get them out. With the current caves that are on the market now, one, they're made out of ceramic, so they break easy, or they can break easy. PVC pipe doesn't work well. If you bred plecos long enough, you'll know just regular PVC pipe, though it can work. A lot of fish turn their nose up to it and they won't use it. They don't like the smoothness of it, and then that's why these are textured on the inside. But again, I lost my train of thought, but you could pull this off, access them. Oh, but with the ceramic caves, they're solid. So you'll see a lot of times you got to really like shake the cave. It really worked to get the male out. The males bond into. If you ever bred plecos, they're like Spider-Man, and they'll like bond to the inside of the cave, and it's hard to get them out without doing something forcibly, which can cause stress and injure the fish. And then if you stress your fish, it could lead to further issues down the line. But anyways. These come apart. So usually when you pull the back off, the male's he's gonna take off, and you can get the eggs or the fry or whatnot. Another cool thing about these is they come in different shapes. So I'm gonna show you. This one is the triangle, obviously. They come in different shapes and colors. Here is the rectangle. This one here they call a D shape, or they call a half round or a D shape. And then they come in a round shape. Is there one shape that's better than the other? That's all up to your fish, really. And another cool option is the stacker system. So going back to the ceramic caves, a lot of times you see people stack them up, and they'll use these stacker plates. But if you're really into breeding fish and you want to extract the eggs, and you have those plates and they laid in the middle or the bottom cave, you have all that stuff stacked up. You can't easily retrieve cave, but with the stacker system, and you could add on to these like Legos, so it's like a Lego concept. But again, it's hard to show you. And then there's what's the YouTube? There's a YouTuber in Australia, Blake's Aquatics. He did a nice video on these, and I'm gonna get someone here stateside to do a video for me. But Blake's Aquatics, if you really want to see, he did a good job, I think, on the unboxing and talking about the product there. So look up Blake's Aquatics EZY Caves, EZY Caves, and you can see. So he does a better job than me because I suck at videos. But anyways, you got the stack. You got the stacker system, again, based kind of like on a Lego concept. These all snap together. Each bottom of the cave is grooved. All right. So that allows you to place the cave, and it's not going to move around if the fish bump it or whatever, but it's easily retrieved. So it just slides on, slides off. So wax on, wax off. I sell all this. If you go to the website, look up under EZY Caves, you can buy the caves individually. You can buy this one stacker system that will hold 6 caves individually. And then I plan on adding to the product line, but we have these kits also where you can save a couple bucks. And the kits come with one each of the different shapes. I got these kits come in green. Right now, the green color is the only way you can get. The only way you can get the green color is in the kit. But then in this little kit, I also have this in brown and gray also. So you can check that out. In the different shapes, I have each cave comes in this light brown, this gray color. Right, so your light brown and your gray. So anyways, just showing these off. Check them out. Super cool. Unbreakable. They're denser. They're dense, so they're going to sink. People are worried about it being like a plastic composite that it's going to float. They won't float. Unbreakable. The tolerance on these is really tight, so it's once you put it together, it stays together. It's not going to plop open and come apart. It's a cool stacking system if you want to use that. Again, these are all interchangeable. They just slide right on. Anyways, that's all I got to say about. We canceled going to during COVID. Oh, sorry, I haven't been reading chat, guys. But anyways, check out the EZY Caves. Super cool, and actually compared to like quality ceramic caves, they're not much more. They're not your $5 caves. I can tell you that. If you want cheap, I'm not about cheap, but these are cheaper than the handmade ceramic caves that I was selling. A cave this size, like the homemade ones, I was selling for anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. The handmade ones. These I have online for $15.99. You can buy them direct from Australia for $12.99, but then you got to pay shipping from Australia to United States. So, and I had to pay shipping, and I can tell you, shipping from Australia to the United States, big heavy boxes, is not. It's not like really cheap. It's not super expensive, but it costs money. So shipping in general costs money. So, anyways, that's all I got. So if you guys have any questions, I'm just going to scroll through chat a little bit. What's up, Skip? So, I'm just looking through chat. Can of Steel, hello. But anyways, this is what I got. You have more than a tiny spot, Keith. Be kind to yourself. Well, I appreciate it. I don't want to bring a lot of stuff. Like I said, I'll probably bring like a few of these so people can touchy feely them, and some business cards so they know where to get them. I might bring a few bags of the assorted botanicals too, just so they can, look at those also. So, I see 3 different shapes. Any shape's better for bushy nose. Don, I honestly know. Your fish are gonna choose. if honestly, if I was to pick a cave for a bushy nose, and this is the first time I would try them, I would probably go with the D shape. But bushy nose will use other shapes also. A lot of people use those cheap watering spikes that you can get. Um, those are kind of like a octagon shape. They use them, so if they use those, they would use these. Uh, Again, are these better than your watering spikes? Yes and no. They're more expensive, but they're more practical. You're not gonna have to beat the hell out of your fish getting the eggs or your uh, get the eggs or the fry out. And those watering spikes, if you ever used them before, you you beat the hell out of your fish unless you just let them go naturally. If you don't try to retrieve the eggs or try to retrieve the fry, then that's fine. I don't even know why you're trying to breed fish, because breeding fish to me is, I try to share them too. So if you just let them go crazy in your tank and you don't share them, you could use whatever. You don't even need a cave. Sometimes bushy nose will breed underneath. They'll breed under a little piece of wood or stone. I've seen them breed in the back corner of of a of a tank that, underneath or next to a flower pot. So, um, but again, the practicality of these caves is what got me excited. So again, it's not so much the price, and they're really not that much more expensive, um, but it's the practical use. So very cool, and I like the Lego concept. All little boys and probably many of you little girls love Legos, so it's kind of like a Lego concept. Dee Dee said she got some orange Venezuelans from me, and they're doing great. And nice and fat. Yeah, I like to send fat fish. So, oh, they will. Jenna, yeah, Bristlenose plecos will breed. They're gonna find a way. Bristlenose plecos, in my opinion, are the they're like convicts, kinda. They have a little bit more value, and they're not mean like convicts. But convict cichlids will breed in anything, um, and that pretty much goes for bristlenose plecos. For the most type of ancestris like the bristlenose, I've had some longfin super reds that wouldn't do anything for me, and ended up getting rid of them. Um, but then I've had albino um, bushy nose. I've had your common um, chocolate or brown bushy nose, and they just bred like constantly. And I did the same thing. I got rid of most of all the plecos I have just because I got tired of dealing with the bushy nose. Now, if you have that issue with zebras or snowballs or something like that, then that's a different story. Those have a much higher value. And the bushy nose plecos, like depending on the color variant, can make you a couple bucks if you're into that. Um, but if you go to a club auction, or you join your local fish club, if you're fortunate enough to have one close enough by you, and you go to one of their auctions, many times those auctions are like inundated with with bushy nose plecos, because they breed so easy, and then people bring them to auction, and they end up going pretty cheap. You could ask Alishan, and it's hit and miss. Sometimes they'll go for more, but a lot of times I've seen like a bag of like nice bushy nose, probably 1 to 2 inches long. 10 fish go for $5, and to me, then for me personally, it's when it gets to a point like that, it's not even worth bagging them. So yeah, Alishan says snowball or snow white bushy nose are high money now, just because it's a new variant. And also, I've talked to people that had them, that bought them, and that's a real delicate species, just because it's line bred, and the value of them is going higher because they're like real delicate. And I know a lot of people that got them before, that weren't like newbies, that were seasoned fish keepers, and they didn't live very long. So it's hit and miss. But yeah, I think the big price tag on the snow whites right now is because of the durability of the fish. So it's kind of not a healthy fish, is just from what I know. So Jenna says we used to sell our bristlenose on eBay, and we could get $10 to $15 a fish. $20 a fish. Wow. Yeah, you. I don't think you'll get that anymore. If you're still getting it, maybe keep up with it. But on eBay, I don't like to sell fish on eBay anyways, just because they take the percentage. eBay likes to take their cut. If you guys don't know about Aquabid, check out aquabid.com. It's been around for a long, long time. I've been using Aquabid for over 20 years. Aquabid takes zero cut. They have an optional. If your fish sell for, I think, over $30, they have an optional where you could pay them 3%. It's not required to use the site, but I think eBay takes 10 or 15% right off the top. And I know that one site that they're trying to start up, that Vivi, they charge the sellers a fee, which I don't like. So you won't see me using Vivi. I don't care how well they promote it. I won't use it. I sell through my own website. There's the other one I know Foxy uses, Get Gills. I don't know if Get Gills charges a fee or not. I don't use Get Gills. But Aquabid is definitely 100% free to the seller and the buyer. So again, I've been using Aquabid for a long time. It's been around. The site's kind of antiquated, just how it looks. But if you guys ever have questions on how to use it, if you're new to Aquabid, I could walk you through it. It's pretty good. Foxy says Get Gills does charge a fee. Okay, I ain't about paying no fees anyways. But Foxy, you ought to check out Aquabid. Zero fee. Yeah. Canastillo says $3 at our club auction. And $3, you get $3 a fish at a club auction for Ancistrus. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But if you guys really want to breed plecos, you got to spend some money to get some of the more expensive breeds, but you can make some money on some of them. So Alishan says he used to buy a lot of fry goods from Aquabid, or dry goods. Yeah, I bought some live foods off of Aquabid, but I never really dry goods. But they have everything. I used to sell some plants on Aquabid, but that's kind of a pain in the butt, because plants don't have that big of a profit margin, and then to keep relisting the stuff, it's a lot of time. But it's good if you're more of a hobbyist, not a business, to list plants. But fish, because you could list them if they don't sell, you could. It just carries over, and the way you set it up is you don't have to list them every week. You could set the auction up, and then you can input the time until it sells on how long it stays. I think up to 7 weeks. So if your item doesn't sell for 7 weeks, then you got to relist it. But I think you can keep it on there up to 7 weeks. You could set the price. You could do a buy it now price on Aquabid, so the people don't have to bid, or you could set it up as an auction where they bid. So, but anyways, I buy my plants from some internet site called that guy KJE. He has some decent plants. What's up, Mel? So, how long I've been on here? Almost an hour. So, I'm just looking to see if anybody else popped in. I said hey to Mel. You guys got any questions on the caves? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me right now, or you could always message me. You can email me through the website, or you can email me at kjeaquatics@gmail.com. You can always find me at Facebook, facebook.com/KJE If you're friends with me on Facebook, or you want to send me a friend request, you can do that. Keith Kalinowski. I don't always accept everybody's friend request, but if I know you, I'll accept it. If I don't know you, I might not accept it. So it's because I get a bunch of people from overseas that send me friend requests that trying to sell me betas and guppies from the Far East, and they're not my friends. So anyways, someone else popped in. What's up, Fishy Mon? I talked about these new caves. You need some of these for your fish. I think you'd really like them. So anyways, you could scroll back or send me a message and I could explain it more. But with that, I'm going to go get this stuff wet. I got to call the nursery because they sent me some tiny ass plants that were supposed to be bigger than this, but got to go. Peace, guys. Thanks for joining.